How do you see yourself as a person? We all have an identity. Our perception of self is shaped by our family, education, our strengths, interests, and goals for the future. But there are other influences too. This is Henry, age 6. His favourite colour is green. Henry loves toys, is good at Minecraft, and wants to get better at drawing and dice stacking, which is a trick his older brother can do. Henry is neurodivergent, and this likely has an influence on his identity. What does this mean? If you haven't heard of neurodiversity before, it is a contemporary word that people are not using consistently. And it's good to know about because we all exist in a neurodiverse society. Henry could be your neighbour or a student in your child's class. So I started investigating what is meant by neurodiversity. I found that this term represents natural human variation. Neurodivergence refers to cognitive styles that vary from what society has considered typical. Autism, ADHD, dyslexia and Tourette's, for example, are seen in a more positive light. My research next looks at the influence that neurodivergence has on a person's perception of their identity. Neurodivergent adolescents and adults tend to have a more positive reflection of themselves when they embrace this notion of neurodiversity. These adolescents and adults have learnt to value their strengths and uniqueness. Isn't this a good thing? But the voices of younger neurodivergent children are less prevalent in the research. The voices of those like Henry. So how do we listen to them? I am now investigating the perception of identity for a group of neurodivergent children. I'm exploring whether the conversations that their parents have had with them early on about what makes them unique reflect in the children's ideas about themselves. Can you see Henry's identity emerging here? The children in my study will use more creative methods to represent their identity, such as drawings or photographs, rather than reliance solely on spoken words. There are 4 implications of my work. Greater clarity of the neurodiversity term in research. Guidelines for parents navigating those early conversations that they have with their children. For professionals, demonstration of methods for listening to neurodivergent children. And finally, when we listen to children's perceptions of their identity, when we celebrate what makes them unique and gain a better understanding of their goals, we enact children's opportunity and their human right to have influence over their own lives.